everybody to Quarantine Break. I'm Eat Soccer founder Kiana Martin, and in this virtual career day, we are introducing you to interesting people doing awesome things in a diverse array of industries. I'm so excited to have with us today Sasha Manford. She has had an awesome journey landing internships while in college and then transitioned on to ultimately being featured as a global spokesmodel for the global software cloud-based company SalesForce. Welcome to Quarantine Break.
Thank you, Kiana. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. Very excited.
My pleasure. So what inspired you to have a career in sales and marketing?
I was just always intrigued by, I consider myself, I really thrive on customer interaction. And I worked in retail for about 10 years. So I think that really influenced my decision into going to sales and marketing. I really love product. I really love analyzing and studying why people do certain things. Why do they purchase certain items? So I was really excited when I went to college and I was able to study marketing and an intern at Nickelodeon and MTV, doing a lot of consumer research and analytics. Like I'm a data nerd. I love analytics. I love finding the reasoning to everything.
Can you break down what an internship is? I know you mentioned that you had an opportunity to do an internship with MTV Nickelodeon. What is an internship, and why do you believe that participating in internships are so important?
So internship is essentially, it's a taste of a career, of a job that you potentially want to do. And why I decided to intern was because I wanted to make sure, like, yeah, you know, Mark, in college, you take these courses and you learn about the subject that you're studying, but it's very important to see the real life, to really understand if you really want to go into that route. And I'm sorry, what was the other question, Kiana? I think I missed it.
Why do you think that it's so important for students to participate in internships?
Well, definitely, if you want to get a job after college, you know, a lot of people look to see if you have internship. That internship is very crucial. It lets employers know that, you know, you're taking your career seriously and you have experience in the workforce.
How did you go about finding out about the internships that you participated in?
So I went to Pace University, and they have an amazing career counseling. They have amazing career center. There we go. And you know, it's free of charge. And since day one, since I was a freshman, I made sure I always got a career counselor. Make sure I always check to see on the websites internships of the day or internships of the week. And I advise all students to do that. Most colleges have a career center, and you pay for it. It's part of your tuition bill, so take full advantage of that.
What were some of the fun projects you were able to do during your internships at MTV and Nickelodeon?
So at Nickelodeon, a fun project that I did was analyzing the viewers, so who watched what, and putting that into a report in a PowerPoint and presenting that to my internship boss. So that report consisted of drawing data from Nielsen. So Nielsen is a tool that tracks ratings. And I thought it was so cool how it broke it down by age group, by gender, and I was able to put those analytics together and put it in an Excel sheet and turn that into charts, and then turn it into a beautiful PowerPoint, which my boss used my PowerPoint to present to his boss on viewership. So
currently, and what did you do over at MTV?
So when I was at MTV, I did stills. So what stills are, you basically capture certain, so for example, there was a show called Washington Heights at the time, back in 2013. And I would watch the episode and just capture really important stills that kind of described the episode. So I would capture that, put that together, and send it over to my internship boss. I also was, at the time I was interning, RuPaul's Drag Race, was a big deal, and it still is a big deal. So I had to really watch those episodes and capture the keywords and put that together and send it over to my boss so they could potentially turn it into like cool merchandise such as t-shirts and hats and keychains.
So currently you are a SalesForce administrator for a financial services firm. Tell us what SalesForce is and how was you introduced to the software?
So Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM, and CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management Platform. For example, I like to say it's the exaggerated version of Excel. It's where businesses do their business. They track their deals. They track what type of clients they're talking to, what type of sales that they're doing. And how did I get involved? I was working at a small startup company, which is, their bread and butter was public speaking. And I saw that they were using Salesforce, and I became completely intrigued with the platform. I found it very easy to use. And I also found it so amazing that you can run reports, you can create beautiful dashboards, which are charts, and, just analyzing like where your business is at and how you can be doing, what you're doing good at and what you could be improving at. So yeah, I started doing that for about a year, and then I found Pep Up Tech, which is a nonprofit organization. Before I joined Pep Up Tech, I met Selena Suarez, who's the founder, and I told her my story. I told her that, I really wanted more Salesforce training. They do have a free platform called trailhead.com, which anyone and everyone can learn. It's completely free. But I'm the type of person, I'm a hands-on learner. I like to be in classrooms. I'm a virtual learner. I like to see things right in front of me instead of reading things. So she told me that they didn't have a session open, but when the session does open that spring, that I should apply for it. So I applied for it, and I ended up getting accepted. And I believe ever since that moment, my career has like skyrocketed. It's crazy. It keeps going up and up and up.
So what is a typical day like for you as a Salesforce administrator at your investment company?
So sounds very cliche. No day is the same. I could be either running reports or putting together training documents. A lot of my job is to train our users how to use it and how to feel empowered to use it. I could be running reports. I'm also analyzing, our data as well, seeing like the glitches and just fixing. I'm constantly fixing things. I find myself constantly fixing and working on improving things. And my job is never dull. Never bored at my job, because things are always not necessarily breaking, but there's always room for improvement.
I know you've worked on the Salesforce platform across a couple of different companies. How did your experiences kind of differ from maybe that startup where you were first learning how to use Salesforce versus kind of where you are now? Were you doing different things or some of the same things?
So the startup, I feel like I was a lot more limited because they didn't know how to use the platform. They didn't really trust the platform, versus working at a bigger company that's used Salesforce for years. It's just different. And also I feel like working at a bigger company, they invest in you. And when I say invest, like if I want to attend conferences, my boss is gung-ho about me attending conferences and just, also paying for my certifications and paying for me to learn and continuously to grow, versus a startup company. And not all startup companies are like this, but a startup company, they have limited resources. So you really have to wear multiple hats and kind of train your own self how to do everything.
As someone who often considers themselves more of a liberal arts background with sales and marketing versus maybe science and tech, a platform like Salesforce could seem a bit intimidating. How did that work out for you, being able to learn, like for instance, building out certain things using the Salesforce platform?
So I have the other companies that I've worked for, they've used platforms not as robust as Salesforce, but I kind of have that CRM background, so I was completely comfortable with it as well. And I've always, thrived on I love Google. Google is like very resourceful. So if I was having trouble with anything, I would use Google, and I would also use trailhead.com. So I would say, if you have a liberal arts background and you're interested in tech, go for it. Like, you don't have to have that IT background, especially to learn Salesforce.
I know you've been featured since becoming almost an ambassador for Salesforce and Pep Up Tech. You've had opportunities to be featured on podcasts, to do panel interviews, and then ultimately your face and words have been featured at Salesforce, one of their large conventions, and in their marketing materials. How did this opportunity come about for you? And
I definitely, if it wasn't for Pep Up Tech, honestly, I don't think I would be this. I don't think I would have gotten any of the opportunities. Pep Up Tech has really changed my life, and the program, before joining the program, I knew Salesforce, but it helped me skill up to another level. So, and also with that being said, I network a lot. I'm always meeting different people. You have to network. You can't be shy, especially in this industry. So definitely, Pep Up Tech is also well known, and it's definitely dedicated to training people of underprivileged backgrounds and empowering them through tech.
so for students that would like to learn more about Salesforce, what resources do you suggest that they take a look at?
Trailhead.com, definitely. It's free. I mean, you can learn everything from running reports to building out different page layouts, from validation rules. It's free, and I always tell people, like, just go on Trailhead. Don't be intimidated. And then there's also, Salesforce has this amazing ecosystem of people that are willing to help you. So if you're really serious about this, I would say definitely create a Twitter as well. Introduce the Twitter world to who you are, and just tell people, like, hey, I'm looking to break into tech. What advice do you have for me? First, they're gonna say go on to trailhead.com. But if you have additional questions after going to trailhead.com, there's a network of people that are willing to help you.
Lastly, what is the best piece of career advice that you would give your younger self?
Oh, this question. This is a good question. I would tell my younger self that to relax, and it's all going to work out. It's all going to fall into place. Because, when you're younger and you graduate college, you think automatically, oh my God, you're gonna have this wonderful job. It's gonna be fabulous. You're just gonna, the promotions are gonna keep coming and coming, and it doesn't work like that. So you really need to enjoy the ride. Seriously think about, what you wanna do, what you love to do, and make a career out of it.
Well, Sasha, thank you so much for sharing your inspirational journey with us. I don't think we have any other questions for this period of time. If you want to check us out on quarantine break next week, we'll be kicking off again on Monday morning, and with panelists at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. Thank you so much, Sasha.
Thank you, Kiana.
If you want to learn more about the work you're doing with Salesforce or Pep Up Tech, where can they find you if they need to ask you a question?
Sure. So I'm on Twitter at Sasha Manford, LinkedIn, Sasha Manford, Facebook, Sasha Manford, across all platforms.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great weekend.
Stay safe. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.